Hey, so I am now on the line with a Mr. Dimitris Vafeiadis. Did I say it right?
Perfect.
Shoot, nice, awesome. You are a Bachatero from Athens, Greece, and you are also a certified Bachata Sensual Instructor with Korke Judith. You've been
Yeah,
dancing bachata for the past, what, 6, 7 years now? Is that right?
that's right.
Awesome, man. I want to say this first off, man. I want to thank you so much, man, for taking time out your day to talk to me, man. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for the invitation. It
Of
was really,
course.
I've been following your channel. You've been doing some really solid uh, posts. I mean, your content is really great. And I actually saw one, I found you through one of my salsa instructors we have here in Greece, Dimitris Psycholios. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've taken a few classes with him. I haven't done much salsa, but yeah, of course I know him. He's one of the top instructors here in Greece.
Oh man, that's so awesome, man. That's so amazing, man. I really appreciate those kind words, man. Thank you so much, big bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, shoot, man. So, I guess how I normally start these things out, man. Um, I would absolutely love to hear from you, man. What was your childhood like growing up in Greece, man? Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Are you born and raised in Athens, Greece? Where are you from?
Yeah. Born and raised in Athens. Yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah. So tell me, man. What was your childhood like growing up in Athens, man?
My childhood was pretty solid. I mean, I had a good childhood, I think. Yeah. I was. We didn't have any cell phones by the time I grew. I'm 28. So by the time I was in school, yeah, we just went out and play. By the time I got into high school, there was a lot of internet action. I started playing games, like everyone. So I had no interaction with dancing whatsoever, besides some traditional Greek dances here in. But that was in primary school. Like I was 8 to 10. So
I,
uh,
well,
yeah.
I'm curious, man. Tell me this, man. How important was music in your household growing up?
In my household, I wouldn't say it was this big for me, but it was though because I would always like walk around with a Walkman. I would always wear headphones when I was outside of home, going somewhere. I would always be obsessed with some song or whatever the genre I was listening to at the time. So music has been a really big influence to me.
I'm curious, man. Tell me, who were some of your favorite musical artists growing up, man?
Growing up, I used to listen to. Oh, it's been a long. I used to listen mostly to pop music when I was a kid. Like I don't know whoever was like I was listening to reggaeton when reggaeton was popular. So, but after I dropped the mainstream scene, I went into electronic dance music like trance or house. So I was a big fan of Tiesto, Avicii, and all of these artists.
Okay, yeah, I definitely know them, man. I definitely know. I know Avicii. At least I know Avicii. I'm
Yeah.
curious, man. Do you remember what you wanted to be when you grew up? Do you remember that?
Of course, yeah. When I was a kid, I always enjoyed like police movies and um, like what's the word in English? Let me see. The forensic investigators, you know. So I wanted to be a forensic investigator when I was in high school, but I had to study social sciences, and I was a math and computer guy. So I couldn't go into a university that would. I needed another field of studies to apply for a university to go into forensic investigating. So I decided to go to and study computers, like and become a digital forensic investigator. That was what my goal was in high school. So that was about 15 years ago. Uh, no, 10 years ago. Yeah. And but that dropped out fast because it turned out it wasn't good for me. It wasn't my field of. It wasn't advice from my job counselor as well, because I had a different skills as a person, and he told me, you have really good social skills, so you would be much better if you went into the tourism or something like this, where it has interaction with people. Dance was nowhere on the board as a choice. So yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to work with computers, solve crimes and everything. So, but growing up, I turned out to enjoy tourism, hospitality, learning foreign languages, and
So I'm curious, man. So were you I don't want to be mean, but like were you like I guess like a little nerd when you were younger? Were you like into computers and like video games and stuff or what?
yeah, I was. I definitely was. In high school, I definitely was. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that.
I would spend a lot of hours on the internet. I would be like really well. I wouldn't say a nerd, but I had friends. I mean, not that the nerds don't have friends, but I wasn't like all the time on the computer. I would make personal time for me and my friends, but I would always enjoy quality time with myself on the internet, playing games or watching movies and everything.
Okay, okay. Were you a big gamer?
I was a gamer. I wasn't good at it, but I was a gamer.
what,
Yeah.
you, what did you play, man? What did you play?
Oh, I used to play like back in the time in Lineage or League of Legends, the later years. Yeah. Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, my fault, my fault.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
man,
Sorry.
so you're growing up. You say you want to be get into forensic investigator now, or digital forensic investigator and everything, man. I'm curious, man. Tell me this. I'm very curious to hear from you. What does Athens have much of a social dancing environment, like scene environment? Is social dancing big there or not really?
There is a big social community here. It's mostly based on salsa though, because salsa has been running for many years here, more than 15 years. Bachata has risen, I think, from around the time I started. I mean, it was at its peak, I think. But and Kizomba as well has been rising. So yeah, we have good social parties. I mean, salsa has one of the highest social dance levels in Europe. Here, many people are coming here in Greece to study from our instructors, which is really something to be proud of. And we hope we can advance bachata and kizomba as well to international level.
Okay, okay, man. That's awesome, man. So I guess I'm curious, man. I guess what happens after you graduate high school? Do you go to university, college to pursue digital forensics, or what happens for you?
So the thing here in Greece is you have to pass some exams in order to enter a university. For me, I didn't pass the exams to enter the specific university I needed, so I turned out to enter a university about electronics, which had another well, it didn't work for me because I tried following it, but I needed to have like much more knowledge about physics than in computers and math. So I couldn't follow the classes. I mean, I tried the first semester and I failed uh, undoubtedly. So I decided I had a chance back there when I was 19 to go to Germany and stay with my uncle who lived there. So I can work there for a year and collect money and either decide to stay there and make a living there, somehow find a job, find a career or a school, start something to study, or come back here and invest in something different. So I went to Germany back in 2013, I think, or was it 2012? I'm not sure. Well, it was about 9 years ago. So yeah, I went to Germany, and then I worked there for a year, and then I had to come back in Greece because the army here is mandatory for Greece. So um, my reason for not being in the army was that I was a student in this electronics university, you know. So by the time I left Germany, the university expelled me. Well, didn't expel me, but I wasn't there a student since I hadn't attended classes for like 6 to 8 months. So I was deleted from the student list, and then I had no excuse for not joining the army because you need an excuse to not go. So I had to come back and finish my army, not sentence. What's
Like enlistment, I guess, your contract.
Yeah. I had to be for 9 months in the army. So I came back. I went to finish my time on the army, and during this time, from my time in Germany and my time in the army, I found out how much I enjoyed the tourism and hospitality, and how much I wanted to learn more foreign languages. And I decided to go to a private school about tourism and hospitality. So yeah, after I finished my time in the army, I went to a university, a private school, and I started studying tourism and hospitality for 2 years.
Real quick, let me
Uh,
ask you this, man. I definitely want to get into that. I want to hear about your opinion on this, man. Tell me about how is Germany and Athens? How do they compare, man? I want to talk about that real quick. You know, are they very similar, very different?
they're very, very different. I mean, once you step your foot down in, I think most European cities, you get the feeling of attention to the citizen. You know, when I'm here in Greece, from the minute you step on the sidewalk, let's take it from the cars and the traffic lights. You know, people don't pay much attention here to the traffic. You know, they're really not that careful. But in Germany, what took my attention was they had roads for bicycles, you know, and that's on most European cities. I mean, it's not just Germany, but here in Greece, we don't have that. We don't have roads for bicycle in the center of the city. So yeah, the living was very, very different there. Much more quality of life, much more quality of daily life. We didn't get to party as much because in Germany everything closes really, really early, and because people have to work. But you get to enjoy like much, much more qualities on the daily life. So
I'm
yeah.
curious, man. I guess tell me this, man. Your you're going from Athens to Germany and everything, man. Then you have to come back. Tell me about your time in the Athens army, man. What was that experience like for you?
The army was pretty intense for me because it was like I was 8 months on an island here in Greece called Chios. So that's close to Turkey, really close to Turkey. We could see actually Turkey from the island, and it was really, it wasn't a post where you could where the generals and and everything, where the officials were chill, because depending on where you land on the army, you get to have either a good time or a really, really tough time. So in Chios, since we were really close to Turkey, we had a lot of exercises. We had a lot of unexpected, like, drills where you get to wake up at 5 a.m. and have to prepare your pack and get on the van and go somewhere and set camp and whatever. We had many of these exercises, and it was really intense. No sleep for many days. We were understaffed, so we had to work double like other posts. even on the same island, we were one of the toughest posts. So yeah, it was pretty intense, I can say.
What is the I guess mandatory enlistment time for the Athens Army? How long do you have to serve?
It's 9 months if you're yeah, basically for now it's 9 months, but depending on if you're like, there's like Air Force Army, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
Navy, yeah, but Air Force and Navy I think are for 1 year. I'm not sure about Navy, but Air Force is definitely 1 year enlistment. The Army on the land, you know, I don't know the word for it, but it's 9 months.
Okay. And are you able to pick your branch, or is it just automatically assigned to you?
You can apply, you can make a request, but it mostly depends on where they are more understaffed, or if you have, someone on the inside to push it for you to go somewhere. Yeah, this works a lot here as well.
Okay. And so I'm curious, man. Were you ever drawn to the military, or was not at all? You were not interested.
No, no, no. I was never. I think if it was more like educational, you know, I could have enjoyed it more, or at least not be as tough as it was. But it wasn't really educational. I mean, you don't. People are. It's only on the appearances that we are prepared for some. Our army is really not that prepared, like in matter of equipment or knowledge or technique, combat technique, you know. So we learned the basic, like how to interact with each other inside the basic daily life in the army. But as far as combat goes, we weren't that much educated. So if it was more educational, I could have enjoyed it, but I would never pursue this as a career, or I don't know.
No, I understand, man. I definitely understand, man. Let me ask
Yeah.
you this. I'm very curious to hear from you, man. You said you were 28. Is that right? 28 years old?
Yep.
I'm very curious to hear from you, man. How how has Athens changed since you were a young boy, a young man, to where it is now, 2021, almost 2022? How has Greece changed? How has Athens changed, if at all?
Um, I can say for sure because I've always been like, I can tell you about the community I'm in right now, the dance community, how the dance community has changed. But as a society, I see, unfortunately, I think it hasn't gotten much better because there's a lot of discouragement and negative feelings depend about the daily life here. People are getting disappointed day by day by the government and by how the economy is going and how everyone is trying to leave Greece to make a living in other countries. And that has gotten worse actually the last year, especially during the coronavirus and all this situation. But mostly after the economic crisis back in, what was it, 2013, I think, back then, 2010, maybe 2010. Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't want to make this too political, man, but I don't really know much about Athens, man. So I guess I don't want to make this too political, man. But what? I guess what are some problems that you see currently with Greece, with Athens, man? What issues do you see?
The most intense I feel from everyone is that they don't have someone to actually represent them. Like, um, people always, we have like mostly two basic, not groups, but yeah, you can say, I'll
Like
say
political
groups.
parties, I guess, or
Parties,
okay.
yeah. We have mostly two parties, and people used to vote between these two, but every time they would blame, like, I think it's on the people, not on the parties, because the people put the parties up there. So I can't just blame the parties because again, it's from the people. So it's been really tough because every time someone takes charge, each party takes charge, they always end up disappointing the people. So, but the people after a few years, I think, forget and just bring them back up. Like they swap for like 4 years, and then they bring them back up, and then they remember that they were disappointed the last time, and then they regret voting for them again, and this just keeps happening and keeps happening.
All right, bro. That sounds a lot like the US, man. So I definitely understand that, bro. I definitely understand that,
Yeah.
man. I'm curious, man. So you were saying, you do your time, mandatory enlistment in the Athens or the Greece army, and then you say you get interested in hospitality, man. I'm curious, man. You say you went to a private school, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. I guess what do you think drew you to the hospitality industry, man? What got you into that, and what was the time at that private school like? How was that experience for you?
What drove me into this? When I was in Germany, I realized I was a really social person. I always enjoyed like being in interaction with people, learning more from people. When I was in Germany, I actually had made friends from so many countries because I used to work in Amazon at one of Amazon's like.
Like a little warehouse, maybe, or what?
Warehouse, yeah, exactly. I was looking for the word. Thank you. One of Amazon's warehouses, and there were many, immigrants there in Germany. So I got to meet people from Lebanon, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Hungary, Slovakia, and many countries, Poland, many Polish people there. So I got to meet a lot of people, and I got to learn, I got to hang out with them because we were like a group together all the time, even outside of work. And I got to know a lot of their, how they used to live. I mean, in their countries, and I was really interested and jealous of some of them because of how they got to grow up, and that inspired in me the will to get to know more about other cultures, other people, other languages, and stuff. I wanted to travel a lot back then, but I didn't have the chance. And so I decided to. Plus, my job counselor back in high school advised me that I was more into the social. I had other much higher social skills, so I had to. It would be good for me to find a job that I could apply those skills. So I ended up finding out about social tourism and hospitality. Plus, I wanted to invest in learning foreign languages, and I found a way to do that through that.
I don't know. I'm gonna sound very ignorant, man, but is the official language of Athens, Greece. Is it Greek? I guess, right? Way.
Yeah. That's Greek. That's Greek. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Real quick to tell you, man. How do you say hello in Greek?
Well, you can say yeah.
Yeah.
Yasu.
Yasu.
It's
okay.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay. Yasu. Okay. I'll keep that in mind, big bro.
Yeah.
So you join. You go to this private school. I guess is it like a 2-year degree or is it how long is it?
Yeah, 2-year degree.
Okay, and that prepares you for a career field in hospitality. So I guess what happens after you graduate that private school?
During my studies in this private school, I had a teacher there who was working for one of the biggest hotels here in Athens, and he was looking for I forgot the word again. Every hotel during the summer season takes students as to practice for the job.
Like an internship.
Internship, exactly. Yeah. So I was an intern at this hotel for like 6 months. he asked us. He was working at this hotel, and he was a teacher in this private school. So he asked, "Is anyone interested in coming for an internship in our hotel?" And many people applied, and I was one of the people he chose. So I went to this hotel. I finished my internship for after 6 months, and then he kept me. He actually hired me as a worker in this hotel. So yeah, I was working there for 3.5 years, I think. And well, that's the story for for this part of the job, because back when I started in this private school to learn about tourism and hospitality, I also began taking dance lessons. That was back in 2015. So
Okay, well,
uh,
real quick. I definitely want to get into that, man. I'm curious though, man.
yeah,
That time frame where you're an intern and then you actually get put on full time. Um, did you realize that hospitality was actually something that you were interested in, or were you?
absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I was really enjoying learning more about how the hotel works. I found out that I am great with um, human services. Yeah, I don't know. Yep, interacting, with people, being there for them, trying to help them, especially during their stay at the hotel. I actually decided where in the hotel, because a hotel business has many departments that you can go for: marketing, catering, whatever. And I decided I wanted to dive more into the guest relations of a hotel, not public relations, but guest relations. So yeah, I wanted to be the guy that they call at 3 a.m. saying, I want this, and I will be there to make it for them, make their stay the best possible.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that was how I knew I was in a good spot. But then dance came and swept everything.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's definitely get into that, man. So you said while you were at the private school is when you initially got introduced to the social dancing, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So yeah, so talk to me about that, man. How did you get introduced? What happened? What's that backstory?
I had taken like a 6 month class back in high school. I was in so yeah, my first contact was back in high school, but I dropped it after 6 months and started back in 2015. So back in high school, I was in a local dance school, but they would only practice like some local dances from an island called Crete here in Greece. They have very specific dances down there on the island. So I was I was advised to follow a friend of mine to this school. So I joined that school, and after a month, they introduced a Latin group that was taking classes. So I enlisted there as well. Yeah, I joined that group as well. We did classes for like 6 months. It was like a choreography on rumba and tango. Uh, Rumba, the ballroom dance,
I
not
said so. Yeah,
the
more so
afro.
ballroom is what it sounds like. Ballroom dance.
Exactly. So ballroom dancing back for 6 months, and then the season finished, and I didn't go back there because then I had to leave for Germany and prepare for the studies and everything. So back in 2015, I joined another ballroom school where they also used to teach salsa and bachata, but very basic stuff. They were more into the international type of um, ballroom dancing competition. For preparing you for cha-cha, rumba, jive, and everything like that. So back then, I was there for like a year at this ballroom school, and the bachata music first drew my attention a lot. I used to enjoy it. I used to look for it. Whenever it was playing, I was always turning up like, okay, now I want to dance. I wouldn't care much for the other dances. So yeah, that's how it started. And after that year, when I was in this private school, this ballroom school, I tried seeking out a bachata, a more bachata focused dance school here in Athens, so I can go for it.
So,
And yeah.
so tell me this, because I'm very curious, man. Who was your first true bachata teacher in Greece?
That would have to be Angel Vizcara. He's a really really great guy. He's from Mexico. He came here in Greece. I don't know how many years. I think it's been more than 10 years ago now. So yeah, he was the first guy to present the bachata to the Greek community scene as something more than what it was. He put his own style into it, and he tried to advance in it with his former dance partner. So yeah, um, he was the kick I needed to push myself more.
Let me ask you this, man. I'm very curious to hear from you, man. Tell me about your beginner stage in learning bachata, man. What was that like for you?
Oh, that was like the most intense year, I think, for me. I used to be like at the school at Angel School, like for pretty much every day from 6 to 11. I used to take like a private class early, and then 4 hours of group classes, two bachata, two salsa. And then I would leave at 11 at night and go home, eat something, change, and go to a party, because we have late night parties here every day, almost every day here in Athens. So I would hit like the parties from 11 to 4. I would go home, change again, and go straight to work without sleep. And I used to work like from 6 to 2. So that would happen like 2 or maybe even 3 days during a week. So I would go like without sleep at work for like 2 or 3 days a week. And that's when I realized that I was more into dance than the hospitality and tourism work job.
So,
So yeah,
so I'm my
yeah, yeah.
fault. So that's one that's absolutely amazing. I think that shows I guess the vitality of youth, the energy of being young, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's even more amazing, man, that one, you said that you enjoyed being in hospitality, you actually enjoyed it, but still somehow, some way, bachata intrigued you even more.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
It was the most intense thing I could ever feel drawn to, you know.
so I'm curious, man. Tell me this, man. I don't know if you could put it into words, but what what piqued your interest? Why are you so passionate? Why do you love bachata so much? Can you put that into words?
Uh, well, it's definitely now it's something much, much different than what it was back then.
Okay.
So back then I was, even though I was a really social guy, I always felt like I couldn't have like a perfect fit into a community, you know.
Okay.
I always felt this need. So back when I started dancing, the social scene really took me in. The dance school I went to really took me in and made me
Okay.
feel like, okay, this is where I want to be. So I can't tell you what it was about bachata back then, because I think it was misinterpreted back then by the social need of
Okay.
being with a group. Yeah, but what made me push more into the bachata, not every other salsa dance, I think it's the music.
Okay.
I think it's the music. It has to be the music.
Oh.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. The music made me like, I would listen to almost every song and I say, wow, that's a good song. Uh, and I would instantly download it, listen it for like a week straight, just that song. I would memorize everything. So that this is also how my musicality really spiked really fast. Um, so yeah, music is what made me push more into bachata.
Okay, and I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand that, man. When you're a true fan of like that music genre, I definitely understand how that makes you, I guess, more inclined to dance. I definitely understand that, man.
Yep, yep,
So, so I guess you speak on how you start taking these bachata classes while you're still a full-time hospitality worker working at this hospital, man. I guess what is the catalyst? What makes you decide to pursue dancing full-time and give up the
yeah.
hospital, man? What happens?
So back in 2015, is was back in 2015. It was back when I started practicing with my former dance partner. So yeah, we decided to start practicing. I found this girl through a party, and then we decided to meet. It turned out we were actually on the same dance school, but we haven't actually met. So yeah, we were dancing really good, and we decided to pursue more practice time together outside of the school. Like a month later, we started dating as well. So we got really into each other as a couple, a dance couple and life couple, So we decided to like pursue the bachata more. By taking more classes, we decided to pursue the korke and Judith methodology of Bachata Sensual, and we were really passionate about it. And this is back when we started teaching actually some students and joining parties, working as dancers at parties, and we began to make a name for us here in the social scene. And we came to a point where my job would keep us so much back, and I would either have to the dance was keeping me back from my job because I wasn't performing as well at my day job because I was sleepless and not so much interested, I would not pay attention. I would make mistakes on my daily job. And I decided, okay, now it's the time. I would either like have to turn down dance, which was even at even when that thought came in my head, I instantly said no. So the other choice is I have to somehow make the day job either less hours or drop it altogether. So it turned out I dropped it altogether, and that's when we pursued dance for a full-time job.
What year was that?
That was 2018.
Okay.
2018. Yep.
Talk to me about korke Judith, man. What was that an online course? Was that in person?
That was an online course. They had about I don't know if do you know the World Mastery Company?
I don't.
That's the World Mastery Company is an online dance company where they have pre-recorded classes for instructors. So Corky and Judith are the creators of Bachata Sensual style, and they have their own methodology of how to teach students, beginner students, intermediate students, and advanced students, with their own methodology, so they can advance the fastest way possible. And we decided to take this course. It was about 130 hours of classes. So starting from beginner to advanced classes, and there weren't just classes about how to learn a move. It was how to learn to teach this move. So it was really, really valuable. It was, I think, one of the most valuable classes I decided to take. Even online, we took so much value from them, and we've been working from these classes for more than 4 years. Yeah, and then We met them at one of the events here in Greece when we had the Bachata Stars World Final back in 2018, if I remember, or January 2019. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, we met them here. We got introduced. We told them that we've been following you, and we got to meet them. They were amazing guys. So yeah, last March, they held the online teachers course, the certificate, where you pass actually exams, because the online teachers course is like, you don't get a certificate because you don't pass any exams. You don't get validated from them exactly. You just get the lessons, and you get a certificate that you have followed some lessons, but it's not actually really, really valuable. What's valuable is the teacher's course, because you get face to face with them, and they get to see how you teach a class, the energy you have during a class, how you transition from its phase of a class, and all the specific information about how a teacher should make a bachelor class.
Okay, okay, I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand that, man. Um, yeah, I really want to hear, man. So, 2018, man, you go from full-time hospitality, working in a hospital, man, to becoming a full-time dancer, man. I'm very curious to hear from you. What was that first year like back in 2018, 2019, man? What was that first year like of being a full-time dancer? Talk to me about that.
Um, it was a really tough year because I had to actually. I used to live with my girlfriend back then, my dance partner as well. So yeah, we used to live together, and was really tied, economically, because dance. When you're a professional dancer here in Greece, you will have a time making due to everything. So we tried to push more for private classes, to push more for shows, more for parties, because as a taxi dancers here in Athens, social parties. But aside from the economic part, it was amazing because every day we got to wake up and can you hear me? Oh yeah, okay. Because every day we got to wake up and just be there for ourselves, practice, dance, choreograph, social dance, make videos, make private classes. It was all I ever felt I wanted to do every day. So it was amazing not having to wake up and go work like somewhere for 8 hours on a job that fulfilled me at first, but after that I wasn't really that interested, because my mind was always on the dance classes, on how to choreograph, what songs should we find. I was always looking for new music.
I'm curious, man. Tell me this. Say there is somebody out there who wants to become, they want to be in your position, man. They currently maybe have a 9 to 5, a 6 to 2 job, like you full-time job, man, and they want to be in your position. Tell me, what is required of this person? What is required for someone to become a full-time dancer, a professional dancer, someone who is paid to dance, to teach, to instruct, man? Talk to me about that.
um, Here in Greece, I think one of the main issues here is the money. To be honest, I have found out that money is a really big, really big help. Like I know money helps whenever, wherever, but I think if you want to become a professional dancer, it's one of the fastest ways. It helps dramatically if you have uh, enough money to attend classes for yourself first, to become a better dancer. And second part is you can always depend on yourself. When you have private classes, it's not, you can always depend on private classes. And when you begin to to dive into the community where there are already so many instructors in bachata and salsa, and you're a fresh one, you need to have something new to bring to the table. Otherwise, why would they come to you? Because you're new, you know. Um, so yeah, what we pursued was what we tried to put into the community was the technique and the knowledge of the Bachata Sensual creators. You know, that's what made us what make us separate from everyone else here, from the community. So I think what needs everyone needs to push from the 9 to 5 to a regular job is to make sure you have something new to bring to the table to a community, so that you can depend economically on yourself. And other than that, I think it's passion, determination, patience, and I think everything that you need to pursue your passion.
Let me ask you this, man. I'm very curious to hear from you, man. Speaking about setting yourself apart, let me hear from you, man. I'm curious to hear from you. In your opinion, what do you think separates you from other bachata instructors?
Okay. I think what separates me from other bachata dance instructors is I haven't felt the same passion about the culture of bachata from other instructors here. I feel the passion about dancing bachata, but I don't feel the passion about the culture of bachata. I mean, people haven't had so much need or will to learn more about the roots, about how it changed all these years. People enjoy dancing, social dancing, bachata, even mostly sensual here in Greece because we don't have a good Dominican.
I guess like a population of Dominican. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, we have population of the Latin community, but we don't have people that feel attracted to this dance or even music. But when I hear this guitar, I immediately, um, get excited. So yeah, I think I'm very much more interested in the culture of bachata and trying to transmit this passion to people. I think that's one of the things that separates me.
okay.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand that, man. So back in 2018, you become a full-time instructor, man. I guess I'm very curious to hear from you, man. I know that dancing and teaching are two different skills, man. I'm very curious to hear from you, man. Talk to me about your beginner stage in teaching. What was that like learning to teach?
That was one of the toughest things I had to go through because I never planned on being a teacher. My goal was always to be like at first a social dancer, a better social dancer, and after that a performer. But for me to make a living here, I'd have to teach. So I made sure that I could depend on teaching as a money source. So I decided to follow Korke and Judith because I knew they were the best teachers in this genre, in this dance. And I was immediately relieved of the need to figure out myself how to teach because I had these classes from them telling me how to teach. So it was really easy for me, especially in the beginning, to teach. But even though I had the direction from them, actually teaching is very, very much different than how you have it in mind. So when you get a student who needs to separate first the left foot from the right, it gets interesting because you find out you have to be more prepared of things that you don't expect to be an issue. and you get to invent ways of transmitting the thing you want to transmit in many different ways, like in different approaches, because not everyone understands the way you're thinking and the way you perceive the same step or the same routine or whatever. So it was really interesting. It was like solving puzzles, and I love solving puzzles. Since I'm a geek, yeah, I told you. So yeah, it was really interesting. It was really fun. It was really frustrating at points because we weren't seeing the progress we expected to see from our students. And one of the most difficult things was getting understanding and I forgot the word again. Taking the idea that the student will not put as much work as I want them to put in practicing, and that they want to come and have fun. They don't want to come and become a professional bachata dancer or a performer or whatever. They come for social dancing, you know. So I at first I was really strict with our students. I was saying like, you have to practice this, you have to do this, you have to. I was at points I was putting a lot of pressure, which is something you don't get to learn from a bachata class. You know, as a teacher, it's what I learned through practicing teaching. That you can't put so much pressure on a student because he's coming to have fun. You know, you have to sell the fun, but you also have to sell the technique, and that's what I think also separates me from other instructors. I know how to sell technique and not make it like something really tiring or something really boring. You know, I will get you to do the thing I want you to do, and we will have fun with it as well.
I'm curious, man. How how competitive is the, I guess, instructor scene, for social dancing? Are there a lot of instructors, or are you one of the few bachata instructors in Athens right now? Or,
There are actually a lot of bachata instructors because there are a lot of schools here in Athens. But for me, I believe that, and I have come to this conclusion not just by myself. I've talked about this countless times with other instructors, other dancers, and even other social dancers, like who have attended many dance schools and have tried many instructors as well. Most bachata instructors here in Athens haven't actually learned bachata from a solid instructor. They have been dancing salsa for years, and they have like practiced bachata their own way. You know, they don't have the original bachata technique or the original bachata knowledge. They have their own idea of how bachata is, and they have put this idea. They have brought their own style into this, their own way of teaching, and their own way of communicating the bachata to their students. You know, for me, when I found out that, well, Spain right now, I think, is the capital of Bachata Sensual. Bachata originally came from Dominican
right,
Republic,
right, right, right.
correct? But Bachata Sensual was created in Cadiz, in Spain, from korke and Judith. And everyone is looking up to Spain right now, the last 10 years, to learn how to dance Bachata Sensual. So when I realized that we didn't have someone here in Athens that danced and taught the people the way they do there, and the dancers there are so much better than the social level here, I decided to follow Korke and Judith's online classes. That's when me and my dance partner decided to do this next move, you know, to move forward and bring something of higher quality here in Athens.
Let me ask you this, man. Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, don't worry.
Um, for someone who may be, a beginner or maybe a completely outsider, man, can you put into words what is the difference between sensual bachata, which you said started in Spain, versus traditional bachata, bachata tradicional, which started in Dominican Republic, man? What are the differences?
Um, Many people will tell you it's the music, it's uh, the the way the remixes, the bachata remixes have come into play the last few years, and they have taken a lot of mixed comments. I don't think it's the music. I consider bachata sensual to be a dance that the main difference for me is the movement spectrum. It has a much wider spectrum of movement. They have evolved. When Korke was working with Bachata Sensual, many people will tell you as well that it comes from Zouk. It's Bachata and Zouk. When I talked with Korke back in March, I asked him during the teacher's course, "Have you taken Zouk classes?" He told me, "I have never taken me and Judith Zouk classes." So back when Bachata Sensual has been evolving for the last 15 years, okay? Back in 15 years ago, they didn't involve any Zouk movements. Whatever they were doing was just Korke was trying to amplify the movements, trying to make something bigger with a bigger corporal expression on the music. And also Bachata Sensual has this circles technique where everything is connected and the energy doesn't. The idea is that the energy is not stopping. Whatever movement you're making, you need to find a better transition, preparation to transfer the movement to another movement. So yeah, Zouk had nothing to do with how Bachata Sensual was created, but now many instructors are taking techniques from Zouk and evolving it with the Zouk.
That's definitely something I noticed, man. And I always thought that Bachata Sensual, took some, I don't know, points or tips from Zouk. So I would present
Zouk,
Zouk.
yeah.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this, I'm very curious to hear from you, man. In any dance, you're always going to have this segment of people who are, traditional enthusiasts, man. They perhaps don't like the
Me
evolution of a
myself as
dance.
well. Yeah.
They perhaps, don't like the evolution of a dance, man. I'm very curious to hear, what would you say to someone who, I don't know the right word, but someone who may be a hater or is not a fan of sensual bachata, man? What would you say to them?
I actually had an interaction about 2 months ago with a friend that now, give me a sec. I met this guy at my dance school where I teach, where he found out that I will be teaching the bachata classes in the school, and he asked me, "What classes are we going to do? Like sensual bachata, Dominican bachata? What are we going to do?" And I told him that the class is going to be mostly based on sensual bachata, and he was really, really disappointed. We got to talk. And he told me he was a really big fan of Dominican bachata. He has actually traveled to Dominican Republic. He showed me photos with like Raulín Rodriguez, Aventura. He was at live concerts of some amazing and legends of bachata, of Dominican bachata artists. And I couldn't imagine that I actually found someone here in Athens as passionate about Dominican bachata as I am. And we're like, he's a really good friend of mine now. We're exchanging like songs and stories from various artists. So yeah, what I was trying, let me come back to your question. It's like the evolution of a dance doesn't take away its origins. There is a lot of misunderstanding around Bachata Sensual and the music. People think that you have to dance Bachata Sensual to remixes. If you follow the Bachata Sensual official representatives, which are Korke and Judith, and a lot of other high-class instructors like Kike Nahir, Pablo Raquel, Kiko Cristina, Luis Andrea. If you follow them, if you follow them, you will see that they are not dancing mostly remixes. They're mostly dancing to. If you follow the main official representatives of Bachata Sensual, they don't promote so much the Bachata remixes, because the most Bachata remixes are not even Bachata remixes. They don't have the necessary instruments to be considered a Bachata song. For me, if I don't hear the guitar in a song, because most of the new remixes just have bongos and guira and maybe bass, and they don't have guitar. If I don't hear a guitar in the song, I will be really, really disappointed and to go and dance. I don't feel the bachata I don't have the bachata feeling in this song. So as long as it's a bachata song, even if it's a classic, like a song from I don't know, Dominic Marte. Korke and Judith just posted a video about a week ago about on a really classic song of Dominic Marte dancing Bachata Sensual to it. As long as you have like the knowledge and the baseline of Dominican bachata, you can introduce it during a song, because the bachata is not like a flat song. It has really big changes in the rhythms. So you can apply your Dominican dance, your Dominican body movement in the most intense part, and use the sensual body movement in a more fluid or more different rhythm on the derecho, for example. Yeah. So for me, a good bachatero, especially a teacher, needs to know both to have the ability to interpret a song to the fullest.
I'm curious, man. Let me ask you this, man. So, we said earlier, you've been dancing bachata, or dancing in general, back the past 6-7 years, man. Tell me this, what are some things that you've learned from dancing that you're able to translate to your everyday life?
One of the most important thing I learned, I had always trouble with putting things off for the next day. Like, how do you say that?
Procrastinating.
Procrastinating. Yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble for the past years with procrastinating. So the past 2 years, it was something so intense in me that I actually took it face to face and said, okay, I will work on my procrastination now through dance, because I would put off practices. I would put off putting choreographies together. Sometimes if it was raining, I would put off classes. I would say, because I ride a motorbike and it's really inconvenient for me to go out during the rain, I would put off private classes even though I could just wear a raincoat and go, because it wasn't heavy rain, it wouldn't be like scary or something. I would put off many things. So yeah, I decided to take head on the procrastination thing through dance, and then on my daily life as well.
Okay, I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand that, bro. Let me ask you this, man. Can you give me one tip, one piece of advice that can help anyone become a better dancer immediately?
Oh, that's a tough one. Immediately. I mean, well, that's really a tough one. I mean, I think what helped me become a better dancer was getting to know me better. Like I think you um, whatever you show off, whatever you show during your dance is how you feel, how you interpret the music. So if you get to know yourself better, you will feel more confident about yourself, knowing yourself, working on yourself, and this will have instant impact on your dance, on the way you dance. I was really, um, how do you say this? I was having trouble like being confident before dancing, but when I realized that I'm a good dancer, and I started taking so much good feedback from social dancers and from my teachers. It changed the way I perceived myself. So I perceived myself as a good dancer. So I was showing that with the confidence I would put out during the dance. So that made me a better dancer, I guess. Yeah.
No, I definitely understand that, man. And I think that translates to any skill in life, as you gain proficiency in a skill, it kind of it gives you confidence, it gives you self-confidence. You put the time, you put the work in to become good at something, man, and you see the rewards. I understand that it gives you self-confidence.
Yep. Yep.
So
Exactly.
I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand. That's something that I can attest to for myself, man. Definitely. I started dancing. So I started social dancing when I was about 21. I just turned 30 a couple days ago, man. So,
Nice.
that's definitely something I completely understand. I completely concur. I completely agree with that, man. 100%, man.
Yep.
I wanna thank you so much, Dimitris, man, for taking time out to talk to me, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It was
Of,
really nice meeting you.
of course, big bro. Let me ask you this real quick, man. I know times are kind of crazy right now, man. I'm curious, do you have anything you want to plug, anything you want to share with the people, man?
Um, I mean, what made me, everyone, like you said, everyone had hard times. What made me go through my hard times was the pursuit of something I believed had, something I believed that was for me. I believe dance was for me. I believe this was my, um, not destiny, but something that make me feel alive. Something that made me feel, make me want to wake up every morning and go do whatever I wanted to do. So yeah, I think people should hold on to what they, if they don't know what makes them wake up, I say every day and go for it. I say try things. If they don't have a real passion, I say try things, try whatever you want, try many different things, find your passion, and stick to it. I mean, like, if it brings you joy in life, uh, hold on to these things or to these people. If it's a person that keeps you close, and makes you want to wake up every day and be better for yourself or for them, keep them close.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, man. I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Tell me this real quick, man. How can people get in contact with you? How can they reach out to you?
They can find me on my social media or Facebook or on Instagram or my email. Yeah, I will. My Instagram is. I will send you the info if you need.
I think I
Uh,
have it. I have it. It is Dimitris Vala. Oh man, how do you say it again? Dimitris.
Vafeiadis.
Yeah, Dimitris underscore Vafeiadis. When I upload this, man, I'll make sure I put your handles in the
Sure,
description
sure,
down below, man. I got you, big bro.
sure, sure. Thank you.
Like I said earlier, man, Demetrius, man, I want to thank you so much, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I can tell how passionate and how much of a bachatero you truly are, man.
Yeah, I know, I know. Thank you, man.
Of
Really
course, man.
appreciate talking with you.
Oh man, of course, big bro, big bro. Thank you so much, man. I think this will do it for this episode of the Two Left Feet podcast. Thank you so much, Dimitris.
See ya, man.
Hey, shoot. Take it easy, big bro.
Ciao.
That's all it is. Hey everyone, if you made it this far to all to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. My overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers, to give them a platform to speak their story. So if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me, because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might maybe more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me, because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this, because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.